Hi everyone. How are you? How are you? How are you? How is everyone? Hi Anne. Hi Monica. Hi Malia. How are you guys? All right, I was having a camera issue. Your babies are good, Malia. Oh, I love the little pictures that you saved of Vera May. I'm sorry that I'm having my own issues today. Having my own camera things. But I think I fixed it from last time. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Tilda. Hi, Lynn. Well, I got a good mess going on. I went to try and gather some stuff. You guys, my new little space, it's not even a space. It's like a tiny table in my bedroom and an already too small space. No room for anything. But I went to try and find some of the things that I would use for my live streaming. And I found a few things. Hi, Renee. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Hi, Jude. Hi, Linda. Hi, Carly. Hi, Jean. Are we prepared for Olivia? Yes, I am, you guys, because remember last week or the week before we had a hurricane scare and I got myself prepared on that day. So I'm prepared. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm prepared. I am prepared. So you guys, I'm never going to complain again about my space because I complained that my space was small and now it's even smaller. Well, just until my kids leave. So it's not really that bad. It's just, you know, the hard thing for me is that I don't know where my stuff is. I may not be the most organized person in my craft space, but I know where my stuff is. You guys, having other people staying in that space, I can't find anything. It's like, well, first of all, a lot of it's packed up in boxes, but I just can't find it. It's okay. Yeah, let it go. So I'm going to work on my little junk journal today. That's what I'm going to work on. It's definitely getting smaller. Hi, Susan. You're out shopping for your big weekend away. Oh, how fun. Hi, Kate. You'll be lurking. Oh, how's school going, Kate? Happy to see me in my small space, Hilda. You know what? I actually, for a while, like I didn't even have a space set up. And my hottie said to me, you know, because I was driving myself crazy, you guys, because I wasn't arting. And he was like, I think he was feeling the effects of my non-arting. And he said he helped me to fix my, you have a student teacher, Kate? That's awesome. You can't find stuff in your homework. Jean, you know, it's like, I think for me, like I went to, so I don't know about how you guys organize your junk journal stuff, but I have mine organized in different ways, but I have one like where I just keep all the paper, like the writing part of the paper, not the eclectic paper, but just like the writing paper. Sometimes I make handmade paper. Have any of you guys gotten into that? That's a little bit addictive. I'm not telling you to do it. Anyway, so I have all this handmade paper that I've made for my journals, and guys, sometimes it doesn't look good appealing to my children, and I'm just hoping that none of them threw it away, because you know, like sometimes it looks like trash to them. Do any of you guys have those issues with your family where what they look at, whatever your stuff is, and they think it looks like it's trash? Am I the only one that has that? I hope not. Well, I mean, maybe I hope so. You know, then nobody's messing with your stuff. But sometimes, my kids are better, though. So I started making this little junk journal last time on Sunday, and I'm going to finish it today. I have to cut my pages down to fit inside the smaller signatures. These are so fun to make. You guys, candy box junk journals. This was like some chocolate box, and this was guys, what was this? Thin Mints. And then here I saved one. Remember I told you guys I've been saving candy boxes. Here's one from a Trader Joe candy bar. We don't even have Trader Joe's here. You have 3 metal rulers and you can't find one. Oh, girl, I can relate. You know, it's that way in my house with scissors. How many of you guys were at hi, Carla. How many of you guys were at Carla Cage Fish's? Scotty! Hey, Mama, how was your Epcot adventure? Your first, Ashley says her first junk journal was made with a Nerds candy box. Awesome. Well, how many of you guys watched Carla Cage Fish's stream today? It was awesome. I don't know if she's going to stream on Sunday, but she streams on Tuesdays, and she's so fun. I call her the Queen of Collage. I enjoy hanging out, and I got to hang out for a little bit today in her stream, and we were talking about scissors, and I was telling everybody that my scissors disappear in my house, and you know, it's so true. The scissors in my house disappear, and I think the scissors in my house disappear, and I have multiple pairs, because we were talking about, you know, like small little scissors, and she says I cut with gigantic scissors. So these are the scissors that I fussy cut with, okay? And if Liz is here, she's gonna like scold me. I did buy myself some small scissors, guys. No idea where they are. You know, I don't, because everyone in my house is some sort of an artist that everything disappears. Scotty, how was your Epcot? Hi, Irma. Hi, Kristen. So how many of you are living on the east coast of the U.S. and anticipating this hurricane? Your scissors just sock away too, Tilda? You know what? Eventually I find them all. They all come back, but when I want them, I can't. So Joni says that her husband came home yesterday from the pharmacy and it had a bag with beautiful flowers on it and you yelled, "Don't throw it away," and you scared him. You thought, "How is your wrist, Mama?" Disney World was awesome. It sounded like a little girl. Ah, that's so... You scream like a little girl. Ah. That's so fun. Disney, it is fun, especially when you get to go with some kids. Hi, Erin. Welcome, welcome. You're on the East Coast? Wow, you guys stay safe. Hey, Linda. So we have 2 of our 3 Lindas here. So, you know, I used to live, and I'm from Texas originally, and we had hurricanes all the time. And I can honestly say that, you know, candles, water, and some sort of canned food. And we always had a grill with some propane. That was what we had. You're in Greenville? Well, they've canceled school here in anticipation of it for here tomorrow because I guess of the rains and, you know, mudslides and stuff like that. You're right outside of Raleigh. So Joni she broke her wrist and she had surgery on it and she says her wrist is sore and it hurts. Yeah, it is to be expected, and I'm sorry, Mama. What's the pink thing in the jar? You know what? Somebody gave me these stamps. Aren't they awesome? I think they came from like Michael's or something. They're recollection stamps, and I've had them for a long time. And I've used, like, I have a couple that are my favorite that I've used, but I thought if I'm going to work on this little junk journal, they're kind of small, so they'd be kind of fun to work with. And they're just these little stamps. They're little wooden blocks. It looks like it was they had more than that in here, and it's called Vintage Wood Stamps by Recollections. Somebody gave them to me as a gift a couple of years ago. It's funny, like, the things that stay in your craft space and don't get put up. Well, you guys all stay safe. There's safety first, you know? So, hi, Sherry. How are you? So, I'm going to work on my junk journal. I'm just going to, and I may cut I may cut this up and use this too. That's what I'm going to work on. So, I just got it, and this is my collage book. I might have some cool stuff to put in these could go in my junk journal, these painty papers. I'm going to say I might have some cool stuff in this little collage book that would go good in my junk journal. You know, not all pages, how many of you guys collect old books and you find out not all pages are alike? Not all paper is alike, and some make better pages than others. This is my book that I've been collaging, so I'm going to work on that. That's what I'm going to work on today. Hi, Lyndon McCullum. How are you, Mama? You're not late. Never late. Don't worry about it. Never, ever, ever. You guys, inevitably, what happens to me every single time? How many of you have this happen to them? So I inevitably get ready to sit down to do stream or whatever, and then my phone rings crazy. So I'm gonna make a template to see how big my pages need to be. So if you guys frequent any yard sales, many times, a lot of places, at least here, will have like a box of like these pads and stuff like that for like nothing. I think I got a whole bag of them. I must have like 20 of them for like $1. So I collect those for my junk journals. The paper quality is usually fairly good. Yeah, I would appreciate a thumbs up. That's very sweet of you, Kate. Hi, Miss Lizzie. How is Miss Elizabeth Brewer? Anyway, how is Miss Elizabeth Brewer? How are you, Scrappin' Lizzie? Dawn! How are you, Mama? How are you? So, has everybody had a good week so far? Aside from like, today I did some crazy shopping because after all my company left, you guys, I realized how much food I didn't have left in my house. You know what I mean? Like main staple food. Like food where you go, okay, you know, the main staple kind of food. Yes, Jean, one of those rulers would be really handy for me right now because then I could measure how big my pages needed to be instead of making a paper template. I don't have any ruler in here. It's like, you know, I think I will eventually get back to normal in my house soon. I don't know how soon, but I'm saying like in my house of, you know, being able to make a real space for myself. Ashley said she watched a video yesterday on DIY vellum. I have not seen it. Irma, are you in the path of the hurricane? I hope not. You guys, it's like, I think that sometimes these extreme weather situations just put us all through like panic mode. Although, can I tell you, I think that I didn't see anyone panicking here today. So I did not see anyone panicking here in Hawaii today, but that doesn't mean that they don't panic. It just meant that there wasn't anybody panicking today here. Oh, I wanted to ask all of you, did you guys all see that Shannon Green's having a custom keeper sale? I know many of you already have custom keepers, but she's having her custom keepers are 1 year old, and if you go over to her Etsy shop, which is called By Shannon Green, you could collect yourself one. And she's a fabulous crafter here on YouTube. And if you guys don't know her, go over and check out her channel. By Shannon Green. It's Shannon Green here on YouTube. Her Etsy shop is By Shannon Green. And she's just fabulous. How many of you guys watch Shannon Green and enjoy her too? I love Shannon Green. She is fun. She is fun, fun, fun. So she's having a big sale in her Etsy shop celebrating 1 year. And so if you guys head on over there, I think she's doing 30% off. And I think 40% off on some things. So I know the holidays are coming up. It's always good to support other crafters when you're buying your crafty goodness. Oh, it's a 9/11 tribute. Oh, wow. You guys, I lived in New York City during that time, and I lost several friends. It was a very dark time for many of us living in New York City, and it was a really difficult time for everyone. And yeah, it was a rough time for many in New York City at that moment. I mean, all over the world, but I didn't live. I lived downtown New York City, but I didn't live as far downtown as the World Trade Center. But it was a really, really rough time. Like I got a bunch of phone calls today from people, and that I haven't seen in a while, just saying we're thinking about our friends. It's been 17 years. I know, right? I know exactly where I was. I had taken my children to school. I lived downtown, and my children went to school uptown, really far uptown. And I had just gotten home I had just been on a family vacation. We got home, I think, just a couple of days before. We were home less than a week. And we had been on a family vacation to Italy with some friends, another family that also lived in New York. And school had just started, and I was taking my kids to school, and all that happened. What's sort of remarkable about that time, for me personally, is that the amount of strength and courage and the amount of community that came together in New York City during that time was amazing. It was stunningly amazing how many people just came together and really helped each other. Your nephew was born and he's 17 today. Wow. You know, I can tell you somewhere in my stuff, and maybe one day I'll show them to you. If I first of all, if I can locate them, because I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of stuff still on the mainland in storage, but I had taken black and white photographs of New York City around that time. Not necessarily downtown, but just, you guys have to realize that living in the city, just because most people that work down there don't live down there, because where it was down where the Twin Towers are is a really, Battery Park City has like some really nice apartments, but there's not a lot of places down there to live. So most people didn't live right down there, but they were at work. They were at work right down there. And I took a lot of photographs. And some of them are heart-wrenching because some of them are like, have you seen my mom? If you find her, like little kids making posters that are putting them on lampposts. And it was a really hard time for a lot of us. But I think one thing we all learned from it is to appreciate right where you are, or at least I did. To love, to never think that there will be a tomorrow because you don't know. And to love as much as you can, right? To love as much as you can. It was really difficult. Hi, Cheryl. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. Hi, Lucinda. I think the best and the worst in people come out during tragedies. You can see those people that never really, I had so many, I ran an after-school program at that time, and some of the kids went to school down there, because, especially high schools, in New York City, they just move you all around. You don't actually go in your own neighborhood. And some of the kids in my after-school program were down there during that time. And luckily none of them went to school. There were some high schools right down there, and luckily nothing happened to many of the students. But it was a sad time for all of us. Right? The best on the earth. Hi, Secret! If you guys don't know Secret Soto, go over and join her channel. She is so inspiring. You guys will learn a lot, and she's fun, and super ooper duper creative. And we're happy you're here, Miss Secret. Miss Secret. I don't know. I think the best and the worst come out of people during those times. And, today during our meditation, we can, the end of the the craft and chat, we can add it to our meditation. I did have a very profound experience shortly after 9/11. I want to say maybe, I don't know exactly. It was after several months after 9/11. I had a very profound woo-woo experience, and I haven't thought about it in years, but hanging out with you guys made me think about it. Maybe I'll share it with you later. Secret, I'm still working on my flower rug. You guys go over and check out her channel. She's got a fabulous channel, and she makes the most amazing, fun things. And she inspired me to make this flower rug. Okay, it's got a ways to go. But she made this flower rug, and I started making one, and out of like scrap fabric. And it's coming out nice, but I have really had no time to work on it. But I have it in a huge tub. Every now and then I take it out and make some flowers. And you pulled out yours last night. Every time I see your name, Secret, I'm like, oh, I have to work on my rug. I'm like, it reminds me. It reminds me. And if you guys go over, she's doing a series now called, it's like a Rolodex card. Are you doing one every day, Secret? I know you're doing a lot of them. Anyway, it's super fun, and you will love her style of crafting. Very organic and bohemian, which is like the way I like. I like it. She is very talented. I agree with you. Hi, Becky. How are you? How are you? So let me think of let me see what ridiculousness has happened to me lately. You guys, every day my life is like ridiculous, and so to me it just seems normal, but to some of you find it funny. But to me it's just my ridiculousness. You guys, normally you would want to measure your stuff. I'm not measuring anything. But I just, whatever. That's just how I roll. Do it your way. Find your own voice. Don't do it my way. Do it the way that works for you. But I'm just going to sew my signatures without, I'm going to sew at least one, because this is going to be like a little traveler's notebook. Hi, Lala. How are you? Welcome. So Secret saying she's trying every day to do a Rolodex art card, and so you guys go over and join her. It's like super fun, very inspiring. And if you go to the 3 little buttons, there's 3 little dots next to her name. It'll take you right to her channel, and go over and join, and join in the fun. It's like fun to support each other here on YouTube. Hi, Zoe. You're gonna grab your coffee. I got my coffee. I made myself a cup of coffee. My whole family's not in right now. They're out. But so a big loud whatever may happen with the dog and everything when they all come back home. So let me think of what's happened. You guys, so many things have happened to me since I haven't, some days I think to myself, I should remember to tell you guys, because only you could totally, truly appreciate it. Because you guys know my ridiculousness, and it is completely ridiculous. Totally and absolutely ridiculous. Let me think. Let me think of what's going on. Well, I told you guys the whole ridiculousness about the potential of having to move and all that. Well, we don't have to move right away, but we are really looking for a new place. We're looking for a house we can buy. And I should have done it 10 years ago when I moved here. Now housing prices are crazy, but I still have faith that I'll find the right place. Right place for us. So I'm just going to pin this together and see if these pages are too big or too small. The one thing in a traveler's notebook, see, normally if the spine had been longer, I would have liked to put an opening on both sides. Hey, I'm live streaming. You want to shut my door? Yep, thank you. So usually I would have put a hole on 2 holes here and then strung two pieces. But because there really wasn't the space to put 2 holes here, I put one on top of the other. So the signatures have to fit the width of this smaller the smaller elastic. Does that make sense? Am I mumbling or making, is it making any sense at all? Yeah, so I could add a few more pieces to it too. Because it's just supposed to be super fun and eclectic. It's not supposed to be anything serious. How many of you guys have YouTube channels and people love to comment, right? They just give you the 411, whether you, and most of the time you have not solicited their 411, right? And they give you the 411, and generally their 411 is a bit critical. Do any of you guys have that experience, or is that just solely selectively me? So one day somebody has, what did I get recently? I got one of them. I don't know. I've gotten some crazy stuff like where people will tell me, okay, one of them recently is I've made, you know, if you guys have watched any of my stuff, I like to recycle and I like to make stuff mostly out of recycling, but I do have scrapbooking paper too. Don't get me wrong, I do. So one thing was I made some soda can earrings. You guys, I've made them for years, you know, for years. I've had a YouTube channel for a couple of years, but I've made these soda can earrings long before I had a YouTube channel. And I've made them for a long time, and they're really fun to make, and they're not difficult to make. The thing is that they can, when you're working with any sort of metal, all metal can be sharp, but if you're using a punch or you're using a die cutting machine to make your, you know, to cut your shapes, if you're freehand cutting them, then you definitely need to sand it. And if you sand it, use an emery board, you know, like a fingernail file, like a paper emery board, or any kind of sandpaper, and you sand all the way around it. You guys, when you buy regular jewelry, if you make metal jewelry, it is rough until it's sanded, smoothed, and buffed and polished. The only thing with soda cans is it's aluminum, and aluminum's thin. So this lady commented the other day, these are very dangerous. That you can cut yourself. I was just like, okay, all right. You know, would I wear something that is dangerous? No. But if you use a die cutting machine or even a punch, somehow however the steel dies of those, the steel dies make it easier to, the steel dies kind of round over the edges. I'm sorry, I was having a moment. I just wanted to put an extra one on the outside. Linda says, people have nothing nice to say, move on. No, I agree, but it makes me... Joyce, how are you? So, you know, I'm like, whatever. You know, but I've had people tell me, one time I got one, and it's probably still up there, because I don't delete them, unless they're, like, nasty, or they're really derogatory, or they're just ugly or mean. I leave them up. One time when a lady told me that I talk too much or I lose my train of thought, I was like, okay, have you ever tried to craft and chat? You can lose your train of thought, or you're focusing on something. And Lynn says, haters are going to hate, but we have the delete button. No, it just, you guys, it just makes me laugh. Hi, Holly, how are you? So anyway, it just makes me laugh, the things people say. It's like I would never go into somebody's thing and say whatever. One lady told me that I talked too much. One lady told me that I needed to do more crafting and less chatting. I told her it was called craft and chat. One lady told me it annoys her that I say hi to people when they come in. I was like, okay. I kind of said to her in a nice way, I said, well, you know, I feel like it's the same if somebody came to your house, right? You would definitely greet them. I said, so this is sort of like my house. I mean, I was trying to be nice about it. She told me, hi, Elizabeth. She told me that I annoyed her. Hi, Sue. You have a couple of cans saved just because you guys are so fun to make. I don't have any cans around here, or I would make them with you because I do have a couple punches close by, but they're so fun to make. I've made, like, I can't even tell you. I've made them. One of my friends whose mom is, like, really, you know, fa. She wears my soda can earrings all the time. My friend gave her a couple pairs, she was visiting and she saw I was making them. She said, I'm going to give these to my mother. I don't know if she'll ever wear them, but I'm going to give them to her. And her mom wears them. So she always loves to say to her dad, who buys her mom really expensive jewelry, you know, you buy mom this expensive jewelry, but what she wears every day are Shelly's soda can earrings. Oh, Lala, thanks. I like the fact that I'm hanging out with you guys too. Yeah, it is like having a hen party. I agree. Lala says, I love the fact that you chat with us as you craft. It's like being there together, having what my grandmother used to call a hen party. It's a lot of fun. I agree. Hi, Jilly. Hi, Debbie. I've missed you guys. Somebody said this to me today. It was so profound. And I thought, I was just talking to her, another friend of mine who lives on the East Coast, and we were talking about, I was just checking in on her to see how she was faring during, you know, getting herself ready for the hurricane. And we were talking, and she said, no, I don't usually use my crocodile, but maybe I will. The holes are a little big, but it'll be okay. If I have yarn, it would be better, but I don't think I have any yarn here. She said that we are only, which I thought was this sort of a little bit of a profound statement. She says we are only as energized as those we hang out with. Like when we're in a group of people, why we enjoy it so much is we absorb and give and take the energy there, right? And so she was like saying, because we were talking about we try to travel together once a year, and I was telling her that it just was not going to be possible for me to go. Not that I don't want to go, but I just have so much going on, you guys. My daughter and all the other stuff I have going on. I just said, you know, it's not possible. And I said, but you guys go, and I'll be there with you in thoughts, and my prayers are with you, and you guys have fun. Because I go with a group of ladies. We go we try to travel together once or twice a year. And it's actually super fun because none of them live, like one of my friends lives on the East Coast, one lives in South America, one lives in Scotland. So we all try to get together once a year and just hang out. Now, Crocodile, if you're watching, could you make this and make the hole smaller? Make even a smaller hole. I actually do have a smaller hole punch that I use for leather, but girls, if I wanted to find it, I couldn't. But it would be nicer because these are kind of large for a journal. So if you're watching Crocodile, make ones with smaller holes. That's my Crocodile 2 cents. Anyway, so we were talking about that, and I thought, you know, she said, you know, it won't be the same without you. And I said, no, but you guys go have a fun time. And then we were just talking about, like, why is it more fun to hang out with each other and do things. And, you know, she was talking about the give and take of energy. And then she was talking about powerful people. And she said, powerful people sometimes don't realize that the power that they have comes from those that they are with. I was like, wow, I haven't really thought about that. And she was like saying that, you know, sometimes powerful people think it's their, or people who like to think of themselves as powerful, think it's their energy, but it is in fact the energy of those they hang out with. And I realized today for me, I love hanging out with you guys for the energy that you bring to me and that I've missed it for myself. Hi, Sandy. So I've missed it for myself. You know what I mean? I've missed the energy, the creativity, the laughing, because we do have some good laughs. You made some for your daughter? So Lynn saying she made some of those earrings for her daughter and friend, and I didn't have to even file the edges of the punched pieces. I know, right? That's what I was trying to tell the lady, but then I realized maybe she doesn't have a punch, so I just let it go. You can read her comments. I just let it go. Hi, Carla Cage Fish. So for me, like, I was missing you guys so much, and I was missing the fun and the love and the energy. But it took my friend to tell me today to remind me of all that. So here's one little tiny signature. I'm going to put it in here, and then I'll make another one. And You guys can just sew it without punching holes with your crocodile. It's just faster for, it's faster for YouTube's sake. You know what I mean. How many of you guys have a proper book cradle? You guys, a million years ago in my 20s, I was really into bookbinding and I had a proper book cradle. And you guys, I still need to trim my sides. Look, I still made it too wide. Especially what a great measurer I am. It's still too big. Energy goes both ways. I agree with you, Joyce. I totally, absolutely agree with you. But it was like, you know, she was, honestly, she was trying to guilt me. Because I said I wasn't going to the thing. But it does go both ways. I agree with you, Joyce. Okay, I need to trim I need to take this out and trim it a little. Let's see. Right, that side fits, but it doesn't fit when it's... I guess I can take it off and trim it in paper trimmer in the other room. Yes, an old phone book. I use a phone book for mine. But if you have the chance to make yourself a book cradle, if you decide to bind a lot of books, it works so well and it's so fast. How many of you guys have anything like that? They're not difficult to make. I think it'll be fun. These are papers Kate made. Kate made these paste papers and she sent them, actually she gave them to me in person. And I did, if you guys go back to my Sunday stream, I did link her video where because you guys always ask me what I look like. I did link the video where we met up and you can see it at the end of the video. You can see me and Kate. My hottie took a picture of us at the place where we had, out in the parking lot of the place where we had lunch. But I will cut this off. Anyway, back to the book cradle. Book cradles are really, I find them fun. So if you guys have a chance to have yourself a book cradle, I think they're worth having. I mean, I do use a phone book. Hi, Miss Moose. How are you? An old phone book does work well. I agree. I streamed on Sunday, Scotty. It was a surprise stream. I was suddenly alone in my house. You guys, I have not really been able to be alone in my house. Hi, Lisa. And it makes a difference for me. It was really late though at night, Scotty. It wasn't my normal time. And I just made nothing. I just made this little book that I want going right now. So I am going to make some wallpaper. I don't know if I'm going to, maybe I'll try to do them next week. So I've got to go into the garage and get all my supplies together. I do have some wallpaper books in there. So I'm going to make some wallpaper journals we'll do it next week. We'll do it next Tuesday and Friday. I'm going to make a couple of wallpaper journals. So if you want to make along, you need a piece of wallpaper, or, hear me clearly, if you don't have wallpaper, you can use anything. But you need I'll tell you what, you could do it with fabric paper. Have you guys made fabric paper? If you haven't, fabric paper is fun to make. You can make it, you could even make it with a piece of denim. So if you have a piece of denim, you could do it with denim, you could do it with wallpaper. I'm going to make a couple of fun little journals. If you have an old pair of blue jeans, you can make it with that. So you need that. You need some elastic. Or if you don't have elastic, just some ribbon. So it'll be fun. Yeah, you can make a book cradle with wood. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I had one back when I was like making like, guys, that was ridiculous. Do any of you like do that? Like you take on something and you just go for it. Like you go, oh, I really love doing this. And then you just do it till you're burned out. You do it until you're like, I don't need to do this anymore. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. We're happy you're here. Yeah, look up book cradles on YouTube. They're pretty cool. They're super easy to make, and you can do one and enjoy it. You can do it and look, you guys, we have Fleetwood's Bar and Grill here. Mick Fleetwood lives here in Maui. This was like the back of some show. The picture of Mick Fleetwood. Tiny picture. I've met him. He's really tall. Nice man. Very nice man. So fun to do. You finished, Kathy said, she finished 2 more unfinished journals last week when you went camping. Ooh, good. Did you guys, how many of you guys were at Kara's auction? Did any of you guys go to Kara's auction? Liz! Tell Clark I said hi, Liz. I was thinking about you today. You guys, I've missed you. I have missed you guys so much. It's ridiculous. It's like I feel like, I feel like it's been a year, even though it hasn't been that long. It feels like it for me. Anyway, in Kara's auction, and I don't know if it's still available or if somebody bought it, Kathy made a beautiful Shirley Temple, beautiful Shirley Temple journal. It is gorgeous. And so if you go over to Disabled Artists Foundation Inc. or Daffy on Facebook, DAFI, it has, I think, I don't know, did somebody buy it, Kathy? I don't know, maybe if you're looking for a beautiful, unique gift and you have a friend or someone that loves Shirley Temple, the journal's for you. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Kara's here. Kara, are you here? We love you, Miss Kara. We have to sing happy birthday to Kara. So if Kara's here, when Kara's here, I will sing happy birthday to Miss Kara. It was her birthday yesterday. Joyce, I was talking about you yesterday. I was talking about you being the queen of crochet. So, I don't know. Have you shown any of your... You miss me saying ridiculous? Oh, everybody in my life says ridiculous. You're working on another one like the Shirley Temple? Well, when Miss Kara shows up, we will sing happy birthday to her. We have to sing happy birthday to our Kara. And you know who else I'm missing, and I haven't seen her. I know that she's been making videos, but I haven't seen her, is our Miss Tracy. Is our Miss Tracy from It's Nana's Place. I know she's been working on her abandoned books. If I get, Malia's saying, if any of you get the Oprah magazine from this month, there's an article with gorgeous watercolor images. Ooh, okay. So she's here, so Kara's here, but she can only lurk. All right, everybody. Send Kara big love, and we'll sing happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kara. Happy birthday to you and many more. Happy birthday, Kara. We love you and we wish you the best birthday year ever. She doesn't have sound on. Well, you can tell her I sang to her. You are the queen of, what are you saying you're not the queen of, what do you say that you are not the queen of crochet, Joyce? Okay. You guys, when I get my craft room back in order, I will show you the most beautiful things that Joyce makes these beautifully crocheted edged journal pages. And can I tell you, they are freaking amazing. I mean, like, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. So do you. I love hearing you sing, Miss Lizzie. So, I don't know, Joyce. You're like the queen of crochet, and Carla Cage Fish is the queen of collage. I think I'm just the queen of junk, of trash. Lizzie, you have a beautiful voice. Oh, thank you guys. You're so sweet. We are singing happy birthday to Miss Kara. We love you, Miss Kara Bear, and we wish you the very best birthday. Ever, ever, ever. We wish your birthday to be the most fun ever. We love you and want you to have the best. Nothing but the best, Miss Kara. So you guys go over and to Kara's Facebook page. I don't know if she's going to have any sort of holiday sale or anything to support her Disabled Artist Foundation. But what's really cool about her Disabled Artist Foundation is that she sends art supplies to people that couldn't otherwise afford them. And so all the money all the things, I'm the queen of recycling. You know, Tilda, can I tell you, my kids were like, the other day, they were asking me, can we really take this to be recycled? Because I had all these boxes I'd been saving, and finally I was like, okay, you guys, my house is small, so when people come to visit, it's like, it's fine if I have my own mess and I create my own. But like, I had so many cereal boxes and stuff I saved, I just kept like 2 and then recycled the rest. The queen of recycling, yeah, definitely. I love recycling. I do make journals out of trash. You know, I appreciate it. Don't you guys appreciate it? It's like stuff you would never have kept or thrown away. Or I will say, guys, I really don't go to the book recycling place very often, the place that I took Kate, anymore, because I used to go for magazines, but I get so many magazines now from Recycle Bank that I don't go. I don't go anymore. It's ridiculous. So let me ask you, what is on your crafty Christmas list? The Queen of Recycled Crafts is live. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you, Kathy. There she is. There's Trace. Trace, I was just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning. I was saying, I've only seen you in your videos and that I love you and I miss you. So you guys say hello to Miss Tracy. It's Nana's Place. And join her. She makes some cool, she's got the cool recycling stuff going on too. So what was I going to tell you? So what do you got? What's on your Christmas crafty list? Does anybody have like some Christmas crafty yearning thing on your Christmas crafting list this year? Like what you're going to make? You guys, what was super cool is one of my kids asked for a Granny Square handbag, and Renee sent me a link to one that she had that was her, was it your grandmother's? And you know, I was tempted to just buy it and try to say I made it, but my kids would know. Besides which, the daughter it's for, everything has to be black and purple. So I was just looking to see if there was anything else I wanted to put. Some of these magazines have really great pages, and some of them aren't so great. So you know how that goes. How many of you guys do that? You have something, you love it, and you go, that's a great texture, and then you have something, you go, that's not a good texture. It's a piece of scrapbooking paper. Your husband's grandmother made it. I know, it's awesome. Now you want a book cradle. Lisa, you can get somebody, if you have a handy woodworking friend. Hi, Fee Luke. Your Christmas cards are going to be little journals, so that's awesome. Hi, Miss Elizabeth Gibson. How are you? Yeah, a book cradle's awesome. You started tags for your clusters for Christmas journal. Ooh. You're going to do one traditional, one vintage. Oh, that sounds great. Nice try. I loved it, Renee, but it was so funny that you had one. That's so amazing. I loved it. You guys, if you're into some cool vintagey stuff, head over. Renee's got a really cool Etsy shop. It's called Your Little Red Wagon. Hi, Shelly. This is Mr. Malia. I wish you and your family prayers. Oh, even though the light at the end of the tunnel will be turned off at times. Oh, thank you, Brian. We love you, Brian. Thank you for supporting our lovely Miss Malia. Has she burned any biscuits for you lately? And thank you for your love and prayers. I appreciate it. Hi, Bootsy. You've had a long but productive day. Good for you, Mama. Yeah, you guys, if you go over and Kara has a Disabled Artist Foundation Inc. And she supports and sends supplies to those that are in need. And many times you may have supplies that are extra that you could send her. If you see her name right there, it's Cara Hart, C-A-R-E-H-A-R-T. Go on over to her channel, and under her videos, I'm sure she has the Disabled Artist Foundation Inc. info. And you can join her Facebook group and check it out. And, you know, maybe when you're purging your supplies, you could send her some who will then be regifted. You want to see these stamps? These stamps are like, I'm telling you, somebody gave them to me. Okay, they are from, you guys have beads in the bottom of the bag. It's like so ridiculous. Guys, I can never just have one thing. So these are the stamps, and they are, I'll find a stamp pad and use them. They're super good. They're super cool. They are from Recollections, and they're small. I want to say they're probably an inch, and I don't have a measuring tape, so I can't tell you, but they're about an inch. And somebody sent them to me, secret. Somebody sent them to me as a present, and I've used, there's a couple of them that I don't have in here. They came with like 20 of them, I think, or more. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Some of them I've taken out. Right, 14, 16. So there's one that's my favorite that's not in here because it must be in. Do any of you guys travel and take yourself like a journaling kit? But aren't they cool? And they're all like little circly bits, and they're actually on a thick piece of wood dowel that's painted, and they're red rubber, so you can use, you know, red rubber stamps. You can use in a lot of. You can use it to stamp metal and stuff like that. So they're pretty cool. They are like mini mandalas. You're right. So Lynn put Kara's link in there, so you guys can go and check it out. And, you know, before you go purge, check and see if she needs something. You know, sometimes for me, just putting it in a box and knowing it's going to have a better home is sort of a relief. And I'm sure she'll tell you I'm sure she'll tell you if she has too much. Or if whatever you're sending her isn't something she needs. They are kind of like mandalas. They're just like little wreaths. I don't know. The lady that sent them to me, I told her that I was making junk journals. She wanted to send me some stamps, and I said, I make junk journals. And then she said, like what? I said, oh, I don't know. I said, you know, and then this was what she sent me. Isn't that sweet? We love you, Care. Love to your sweet husband, too. We love you, Care Bear, as Tracy calls Care. She calls her Care Bear. We love you, Karen. We hope everything's going well. Good night, Dad. So, Joyce, do you have anything up in your Etsy? I mean, do you have an Etsy shop, or do you have anything up showing people your because I don't even have a paper cutter in here, okay? This is how ridiculous it is. This is the only way this is the closest way I'm going to be able to cut something straight. How many of you guys can cut a straight line? Not me. I can't. I honestly cannot cut a straight line. How many of you can cut a straight line? I just can't. I don't know why. It just doesn't work that way for me. I can't cut a straight line. I can cut fabric straight, but paper, forget it. Without like some sort of grid or marking. Scotty, what was the best part of your ironing your clothes? You are so much better than me. What was the best part of Epcot? What was the best part? I haven't been in years. I went the last time. What's a straight line? Guys, seriously. I cannot cut a straight line without like rulers, without marking it and drawing it. Were you guys laughing when Carla said that I fussy cut with big scissors? I do. And Liz cringes. Our Liz, who's right here, she cringes. Even with these ginormous scissors. You know what, Liz? I don't know. Girl, you know me. I gotta be different. I can't be cutting straight lines all the time. I can't cut a straight line. Guys, I don't know why. I just can't. Okay? Even with the ginormous scissors. Well, I might be able to do with those. I don't know. I can fussy cut with some ginormous scissors. Even Carla was laughing at my ridiculous large scissors and how I can cut, how I can fussy cut with scissors. You guys, I can fussy cut, I think, better large scissors than I can with small scissors. Is that so ridiculous or what? How many of you can do that too? How many of you can cut better with large scissors than you can with small scissors? Probably no one but me, right? Because it's just how I roll. I gotta roll that way. Lindsay says straight lines are very boring. You don't know how to use these? Okay, you guys, I was a seamstress for a long time. Okay, I was a costume designer. One of my many things that I did. I told you the most ridiculousness of my life. You guys would just have, you would, I mean, you already think I'm ridiculous, but you could have some even more ridiculousness. So, when I was a kid, my mom was a professional. I've told you guys this before, and then it gets us talking about hoochie dancers, but she wasn't a hoochie dancer. My mother was a professional dancer, and she had a ballet school when I was growing up. She gave up performing and had a ballet, well, not really give up performing, but she stopped performing as much and stuff, and had a ballet school when I was growing up. And anyway, she taught me how to sew. So I sewed all kinds of stuff. I never took a sewing class. Well, I take that back. I did take a class when I bought myself a serger because I thought, I gotta learn how to thread this thing. So I could sew all kinds of stuff. So as you can imagine, I learned how to sew. My mother was really eccentric. I didn't realize it, but she was eccentric. She was awesome, but she was eccentric. And, dressmaker scissors are big. They're even bigger than this. They're big, big, big scissors. So that's, I think, why I like using big scissors. So when I got married to my first husband, I need to write a memoir. No way. You guys, I don't even know why I tell you guys my ridiculous stuff. Do you? You clean costumes for Bride on the Beach? Ooh, that's awesome, Lisa. Anyway, I learned how to sew. So when I first got married, I don't know how old my daughter was. She was little. My oldest daughter, who's like in her 20s, she was little. My husband and I, at the time, lived in LA. And shortly after our daughter was born, the LA riots happened. And that was a whole ordeal unto itself. Remember the LA riots? Oh, that was so intense. Anyway, so at some point in my new motherdom, I decided, or I thought we needed to move. I thought we needed to, move out of LA and move somewhere. So we moved. So we started, and he worked in the movie business. He was a production designer. He designed sets for movies and television. And so he applied for a job to teach college. And he got a job teaching college in Florida. And at the time, they needed a costume designer. Something had happened, I don't remember. And you guys, I've always done stuff like that. So I was their costume designer. So I just made costumes and all kinds of stuff. I never thought of it as being I guess I never thought that I couldn't do it. So I never thought of it as being a big deal to do it. Does that make sense? So I sort of just started making costumes for all these plays and productions that they had. And then I taught costume history and design to a group of kids. And I got this group. You guys would have laughed so hard. So I get the group. Everybody needs some sort of an art credit. So I get the group of people that think that taking a costume class is going to be easy. And, it was a fairly large school. And so they would do these productions with a lot of people in them. And anyway, I taught all these football players and all these kids that thought they could never sew. I got all the misfits. So, that was perfect, right up my alley, right? And I taught all these kids that didn't have any experience and would have never ever dreamt to think that they should even try sewing how to sew. I said, anybody can sew. And we were sewing and sewing and sewing. Sewing and sewing and sewing. You know, some of them went on to do stuff with that. It was really great. I get emails every now and then saying like, you believed in me when I didn't even know I could do it. It was pretty fun. The LA riots were horrible. They were horrible. We stayed there for maybe a year after the LA riots, and then you know, kind of we just moved for a little while, and then we went from there to New York. So, but I'd gone to college in New York and lived in New York a long time. Yeah, so for those that don't know, about the LA riots, some of you don't know the thing. The LA riots happened over some police brutality in Los Angeles, and the LA riots were protesting over racial inequality with the police and within the African American community. It was a very you guys, I had friends. It was devastating. You know, I had friends that were just hurt during it, and it didn't have anything to do with it, just over issues that, like, just trying to get home. I still believe in those of you, and tries to say it, I still believe in those of us who don't think we can do stuff. Thank you. No, you know what I realized for myself was that, so I went to teach college. So think about it, you know, and I was like thinking, oh, and I had this new child, this baby, and she was probably about a year, maybe she was 2 by then, she was a year and a half or something. I don't know. I just dragged her with me. And I taught all these kids. I was like, okay, let's do it. We have to make these costumes. And you know what was so amazing was that they were like, because I didn't show any fear or show any sort of like reticence in what I thought they could do, they just said, well, I need your help and I can't do it by myself. They just jumped in and they just did it. And they did it with gusto and they did it well. And it was quite remarkable. And for me, and they all had an amazing experience too. And I get emails all the time from the kids that I worked with then saying stuff like, you know, you just really made me believe I could do it, and so I just did it. And you know, one of them went on to become like a fashion designer, a boy who had taken the classes because he needed one more credit or something, and somebody told him that I was nice and I would be easy. I don't think I was easy because I expected them to do it all with me. I mean, I didn't. It's, you know, it's like when you have to make costumes for 300 people, it's a lot. So, yeah, it was a scary time in LA. I think for me, it wasn't. We chose to move because, you know, I had just had a baby and she was really little, and it was just so stressful at that time. You know, having a new baby, and I think at the time the movie industry there kind of dried up for a little bit, and you know, that sort of thing. I think all of us, I think kindness goes a long way. Kindness and tolerance, and we all have to be aware. And I think some things have changed, Lynn. I'm going to disagree with you. I think things have changed. I think that what has changed is the awareness of how out of control power is, and how we don't have to give our power away. I do think that there are people that are not kind and intolerant, but those people are not kind and they're intolerant to everyone, you know? But I do think we have a long way to go. Love and compassion. Sewing machines intimidate you. Okay, Irma, the key is learn how to thread it. If you can learn how to thread it, it's not difficult. The other thing is, you know, these newfangled machines, like, there's some amazing computerized sewing machines nowadays. But really and truthfully, really old ones, you think it's worse where you live? You found a poem for Art 3 class? Well, that's good. Well, I think that we're more and more and more aware of things. Hi, Amberly. Well, hi, Kennedy. I think that all of us can make a difference. But I think we have to make a difference in our own corner of the world. I think it can be overwhelming when you thinking that you have to fix it for everyone, right? But really, all you have to do is work on yourself and become the pillar and beam of light, right? And find things that lift you up and try not to dwell on the negative, because it's so easy to dwell on the negative and the sensationalism of stuff that really doesn't help. So I think for me personally, that's just where I'm at. You guys, I am a hopeful person. I try and, I don't share with you guys the crap that happens in my life, because why? I mean, some of it is like ridiculous. Some of it is like so like you shake your head and go, whose life is this, right? And you just keep going. And that's the resiliency of the human spirit, right? I think we can make a choice. You make a choice every day to live in love or other. So I choose to live in love, and I choose to try and stay hopeful. You can hand sew like crazy. Hand sewing is amazing. Yeah, it was a pretty hard time. You got an electric sewing machine that does it embroidery? Okay, my favorite sewing machine is, guys, I may have put a bunch of pages in her upside down. If I did, oh well, what can I do? My favorite sewing machine are really old Singers. If you can find an old Singer, lightweight Singer, I think they were made in the 40s. They're actually a metal machine, okay? All right, I'm going to have to trim this signature, and I may wait and go trim it. Instead of me trying to cut it poorly with my my big scissors, instead of me trying to cut it not straight with my big scissors, I may go wait. I have a big paper cutter. I told you guys my big guillotine paper cutter story, right? Hottie bought me this industrial. Same way I have my man gun. He bought my big industrial heat gun. He bought me an industrial paper cutter. Somebody was selling from an office supply store from a, one of those old timey. You remember when you would go and you go to a place where you could get your copies made that wasn't like Kinko's or Staples or one of those. Well, there was one going out of business here, and he bought me a big paper cutter. So I have any Nara, so maybe it's from a school. It's like really big. So if you can find an old Singer featherweight machine, they're heavy, they're metal. I think they were made in the 40s. You guys, I think they only sew a straight and a zigzag. You can sew anything with it. I have sewn jeans, I have sewn denim, I've sewn leather, I've sewn all kinds of stuff. I once sold, you bought a 1948 featherweight machine? Ooh, girl, I'm jealous, I'm jealous, I'm jealous. So I had to sew for this costuming thing, guys, I laugh. Okay, I had to sew a curtain. And of course it was my then husband, now ex-husband. It was his production design. And he designed this stage, and these curtains were like 56 feet long. I don't even know how many. And I had to sew all this fabric to make this 56 feet times 2. And I was thinking, how am I going to push this much fabric through my machine? Because you guys, pushing it gets heavy on one end, and then that's how your stitches got off. And it was this material called tricot, and tricot is like a slip, like what a slip that you would wear under a dress. It's like sort of silky and and that stuff slips like crazy. So I put my machine on a dolly, on one of those like moving dollies, like that you would get from like the U-Haul store. Put a piece of wood down and put my featherweight, my 1940 something featherweight on this with the longest extension cord you can possibly. Instead of me moving the fabric, I moved the dolly and I sewed it right on the stage. Is that ridiculous? Trace says she has a new 13-pound paper cutter. She's going to have some sexy shoulders. Girl, I have a big one too. It's like ridiculous. It's so big. I think it's awesome. All right, so here's my little journal. I do need to cut it off. I should just get up and go in the other room and do it. But I guess I could mark it and cut it off. That might work, right? That would be a good idea. Maybe I can mark it. And if I mark the pages, then I'd be able to cut it straight, even with my big scissors. Let me see if I can cut it. But I'm liking this little journal. You guys make one of these for yourself. It's like a journal for no reason, right? So you make them and you enjoy it. You have fun. There's no reason to it. It's perfect. It's just fun. There's no reason. So what are you guys getting yourself for Christmas? What are you buying yourself or making yourself? I used to spend all my time making presents for everybody else. Sometimes I wouldn't make any for myself, so. What are you guys going to make for yourselves for the holidays? Anybody making themselves something? What did Bootsy say? She says, I think sewing machines are very good, are very personal. I love your Juki commercial. Oh yeah, I love it. I missed it. I have an old Juki too. You guys, I'm a multi sewing machine person. She loves her Juki semi-commercial machine. Yes. You divorced your Kim years ago. Not a good relationship. I think your white serger is good to me. Going to meet the same fate. No, I had this serger that I loved. It was, you guys, it was an off-brand serger, but I could thread it like nothing else, and it was amazing. I think the key with sergers is like, you gotta love them. You're gonna make your first journal as a Christmas gift. Oh, that's good. You're gonna get an iPhone. You need one. Oh, good for you. You have too many journals. Zoe says she's gonna make her. You're gonna work. You're gonna crochet, Lala. I hear you. I think it's gonna be awesome. Your husband's gonna get you a Cricut. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's so good, Amberly. That's awesome. You want more art supplies, Zoe? You got a new brother and you really like it, Linda? I haven't sewn on them, but you can go and sew on a bunch of them. You're going to knit yourself a hooded knee-length duster for Christmas. Ooh, girl, that's awesome. You want a spot for your sewing machine. Sue wants a spot for her sewing machine. That's what she's going to make herself for Christmas. You're paying your family room and you bought a new sofa? Wow, Joyce, that is a big deal. Malia says she wants a roof on her shop. Woo. Dawn says she bought herself a new brother a few months ago and it's still in a box. You know, that happens to me too. You're buying yourself a Cricut, Sandy? Oh, good. You're going to make yourself a bill organizer out of an envelope journal? Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know what I'm going to make myself this year. I have no idea. I don't even know. Like I told you, one of my kids wants that handbag, so I'm definitely gonna make that because she hardly ever asks me to make her anything. So I'm gonna make one of them that. I don't know what I'm gonna make. I'm usually all about it, but I don't know. You have an original 1930s bathroom? Woo, that's amazing. You're gonna give yourself a new bathroom? Oh, that's great. Good night, Carla. We love you. Big hugs. You have nothing on your wish list. Lizzie says she has nothing on her wish list yet. Oh, please post a picture, Malia. I'd love it. That's awesome, Amberly. You're not sure you know how to use it. But, yeah, there's so many great YouTube videos out that teach you how to do stuff. I'm telling you. I don't know. I owe one of Hottie's sons, I owe him, one of his sons is an artist, and he's a really amazing artist. And I owe him like an arty junk journal, like one that I've drawn in, one his dad's drawn in, because, you know, my Hottie, he's a really good artist too. So I told you guys I can't cut straight. Look at this. Even with me drawing the lines, it's still not straight. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm failing cutting 101. So I owe him a journal. I started making him. Okay, so sometimes I make art like a stream of consciousness. Do you guys ever do that? Like, you don't even know why you're making it. I bet you do that secret, because you seem a lot like me in that way, as far as, like, you know, you just go for it. Wherever your intuition takes you, you just do it, right? So I made this book. I found this book at the place where Kate and I went here, the Maui Friends of the Library, or the Friends of the Maui Library, whatever it's called. I found this book, and I didn't even read it. So sometimes I just, like, grab a book, and I got it in the free section. And what they do is, like, they sell a certain amount of books, and then there are a certain amount of books that nobody's going to buy, and they put them in this free section, and if nobody takes them after, I don't know how long, but if nobody takes them after a while, they throw them away. So I tend to shop there first because, you know, why not? And so these scissors aren't Rambo enough for me for straight lines. Ah, it's ridiculous. Are you leaving, Lynn? Or are you leaving, Sherry? Good night, Sherry. We love you. Big hugs. So I picked this book up. Okay, and I started this sort of stream of consciousness. I started working in it, cutting pages out. I didn't even read it. Didn't even read the text. That's how, remember the story I told you about the lady that I sent the Racy Books pages to? Oh, Charlene, I'm happy to see you. Hi, Nicole. So, remember I told you I made my friend's grandmother a Racy Book page? Racy Book page in a journal. It was because of the texture of the pages I liked. I didn't even read the book. The same thing happened with this. Well, this book happened to be about World War II, which is probably, like, I would never have picked that book. But the cover of it was so old and worn, and anyway, it was so old and worn, and I painted in it, and I journaled in it. I mean, like, wrote some stream of consciousness things in it, glued pictures in it, and I was really into it. And we happened to be FaceTiming him one day when I was, like, you know, Hottie was FaceTiming him, and I'm sitting there making my whatever, like, working on my ridiculousness. Let me see if I have this. Anyway, he loved this book. So at the time I was working on it, I thought I'd send it to him until I realized that it was about World War II. And I thought, I'm not going to send this child. He's not really a child, but he's not, a child, but he's not, you know what I mean. So I'm not going to send him a journal or a stream of consciousness piece of artwork that is about war. So I kept working in it, and I'm working in it, and, you know, just doing stuff in it. And my Hottie said to me, I asked him, I said, well, what do you want for Christmas? Because, you know, you guys, I told you, we're not that materialistic, and I wanted to get it, you know, if he wants something, I want to get him something he really wants. And I said, I would have been happy to make him something, you know, whatever. I said, what would you like? Would you like, and since, you know, we live in the rainforest, I mean, in Hawaii, and I've told you guys about how things don't last here. So he said he wanted that book. Isn't that ridiculous? I said, I'll make you a better one. He says, no, I love the fact that you took this book, you had this stream of consciousness. I said, well, can you know something? I picked this book because the cover just called out to me. It was this old, worn, gray cover. It was like, so the texture of the fabric on the book was just, in my world, I loved it, right? And I didn't even read it. In fact, I didn't even read it until my hottie was like, can I see what you're working on? And you guys, when I'm working on my own, I just kind of go in the zone. And I just tune out everything, and I just paint, and I just let it go. Hi, Deanna. You leaving, Scotty? Good night, Scotty. We love you. We love you, Miss Scotty Poe. And we love our Hottie Popo. She's out there. We love you, Hottie Po. So I don't know. How many of you guys make art like that, where you go into a zone and you're not, it's not about the end result. And because I wasn't making this book for anyone else, it was just sort of like my own stream of consciousness. Hey, all you lurkers, say hey. We don't bite, and everyone is nice here. No one is going to say anything not nice to you. Anyway, so, I went into the stream of consciousness. How many of you guys make art like that? I make jewelry that way. I sew that way. I love these. I don't know what they're called, pen blades. And they come and there are a couple of different ones. I think they came in a thing of 3, and they're different shapes. I don't know where you get them, but they're really cool. Anyway, it's not totally straight, but it's straight enough, I guess. So, I would have never, first of all, if I'd really read the book, I would never have done it. I would have probably never picked it up, because I'm not a big war person or any, I know there's lots of people that are war buffs and like historical things. That's just not where I function, and it's fine for you. It's not a criticism. It's just what works for me, right? So I would never have, if I'd really read it and saw that it was about war, I would never have picked it up. So I didn't know that it was about war. And, and I certainly wouldn't have, so I owe his son a book. Okay, so I did cut it. It's fairly straight enough. I did cut it and get it in there. Hi, Lori. A lurker is just somebody who's hanging out in the background, not talking, and we don't care. You're listening, so you're a lurker. You can be a lurker. Sometimes, have you guys ever gone into live streams where you feel like you don't feel welcome? Not that people are being rude or unwelcoming, you just don't feel like you're not really comfortable, right? You're like, oh, they all know each other, and I don't know anyone, and so I don't ever want anybody to feel like that here. I want you all to feel like you're welcome, and all lurkers are welcome. And you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. Okay, I'm liking it. Now my question is, do I want to put a thing and make it like a Midori, or do I want to put a thing on it? You know what I mean? Do I want to... I am liking it. I'm liking this. Thank you, Kate. Kate made these papers. Love them. Thank you, Kate. Yes, you go in. A lot of people don't say about. If I don't say hi, it's because I didn't see you. So if you guys want to, if I haven't seen you and you feel like I haven't said anything, chat me in all caps. Because if I look down, which I do, I'm like in my own zone, looking down, and then you happen to like talk to me and I don't see it. I had somebody come in and get offended because I didn't see that she was here, and it wasn't on purpose. It was so not on purpose. It was not. That's not how I roll. You guys know me better than that. That's not how I roll. I do not roll like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and make a thing from the center. And then I think I'm going to make a charm for it. I'm going to make a charm for my little funky, make a charm, make a center hole for my, I don't know where exactly the center is, but hopefully I'll be able to do it without having to take out everything. Let's see, how long is it? It is, it's 5 from there, so that's 5 there, so maybe 2.5 will be the center. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So I would never, ever, ever, everyone's welcome here. I mean, if you're respectful, I don't really, I mean, I want you guys to be having a good time. I don't want anybody to come in and be rude. That doesn't work for me anytime. I'm sure it doesn't work for any of you guys anytime. So I don't know what I want for my own Christmas present. Do you guys have any ideas of what you want for your own besides? I know you guys were talking about your. Let's see. Further down. Maybe it won't be bright in the middle. I'll try my best. You guys, I have not mastered using this. How many of you guys are great at using your crocodile? I'm not, but I enjoy it. I haven't mastered it. By no means have I mastered it. I miss the chat. Okay, you love listening. Hang on, let me see. You're working on it. Hey, let me go back. Let me see. If I miss somebody, please let me know. It's not my intention. Elizabeth says she's a borderline lurker tonight. She's working on her embellishments and her computer is pushed out of the way, so I have to reach to type, but she loves listening. I agree. Elizabeth, I love listening too. That's why, I come into other live streams and sometimes I've said hi or whatever and then I don't hear. It's okay. It's like, it's all right that people don't actually talk back. I don't have an issue with it. Because having live streamed myself, I know you sometimes just can't keep up with everybody. But I just didn't want anybody to feel left out if I didn't say hi to you. I did have somebody come in and tell me how rude I was, that I missed them. You guys, the chat, I didn't see them. I didn't see them. I would never intentionally. I don't fly that way. I don't fly that way. Oh, you guys don't have a laugh. So we have our parents. We have our all school potluck this Friday. I don't know if we'll still have it because of the rain or whatever. Because I think it's in an outdoor pavilion. So if it's raining, we won't. But we have our all school potluck. So I got this email and says, okay, all school potluck, da 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 da. And I was like trying to figure out like what I was gonna make for this all school potluck. So I was going through the whole possibility with my kids, just talking to them, saying like, okay, what would you guys like at a potluck? Like, talking to them, like, what do you like that you think? So we go through this whole thing, and they finally decided on. My older daughter thinks that I should make vegetarian chili because, there may be a large number, and her, she's very thoughtful like that, and she said, well, there may be a large number of vegetarians, and you know what that's like, and you make really good vegetarian chili. So I was like, okay, no problem, I'll make vegetarian chili. So I get a note from the teacher. So I said, you're supposed to go and sign up on the door at school. My older kids have been taking my little one to school because she's asked them to. She's asked them to take her because she knows they're going to be leaving to move to Greece soon, and she like. Having her older sisters here has been like a treat for all of us. It's like I told you guys, I feel like I'm getting a second time around with my kids. So my oldest daughter is married. So her husband, he's so sweet. He's so serious. So he goes and he's like, I said, well, why don't you guys just take a picture of the list on the door, go sign up and put us down for vegetarian chili? And he goes, he texts me. He says, you're going to be very upset. I said, how am I going to be very upset? I'm thinking, oh, because somebody else signed up for it. And he said, it was so cute. He said, you were already given an assignment. I said, okay. I said, well, whatever it is. He says, it's rolls. And I was thinking, man, that's a great thing, right? Because rolls, I can go buy them. But I guess in his mind, he thought it meant I had to make them. And he says, it says you have to make enough rolls for 40 people. And I laughed. I said, I'm not upset. I said, I don't think I have to make rolls for 40, but I'm not upset. I said, I can buy them. He was like, oh, thank goodness. Because he thought you had to make it. He thought that when you go to potluck, you had to make it, So So it was very cute. You have that picture that I'm using, you like it? Well, sleep well, Bootsy. Hope you sleep well. I should have gotten thinner elastic, you guys. I've had this elastic for so long, but I should have definitely gotten thinner elastic. Like, you know, a smaller size or whatever. Or maybe even flat elastic, but I didn't. Mine's like fat and round. Good night. Big hugs, Bootsy. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We hope that you sleep well. You're going to do a live, Irma, during the day? Well, that's fun. Live streaming can be fun. I mean, it can be if you just take it for what it is, you know, and don't get yourself all upset, you know, but it can be really fun. If you give yourself a break and don't make yourself all upset about it, you know, like don't think that you're gonna, it has to be a certain way or that you have to have a certain amount of people or whatever. You know, take the pressure off. Okay, well, I'm liking it. I'm liking this little junk journal. It does need to like settle down for a little bit though, that's for sure. It's got one end up. Sorry, guys. It's my little one messaging me. So, hey, Vicky, how are you, Mama? Okay, wait. I'm missing all of what. Okay, she'd like some polymer. Sherry says she wants polymer clay tools for Christmas. You're getting jiggy. Hi, Dana. I'm missing it. You guys are talking too fast. Let me go back. I have to go back. Okay, let's see. Sherry wants polymer clay and crochet hooks for Christmas. And Nana's back. Jiggity jig. How are you, Dana? Mona says that she's had a rough day. She's been on her feet on concrete since 1, and she's just going to eat and enjoy it and hang out with us. Well, we appreciate that. Lynn is talking about bodily issues, okay? Lynn, what are you talking about? I missed this whole thing. I missed all of it. What? How's your move going, Mom? I've been thinking about you. We're happy you're here, Miss Mona. You're happy you're hanging out with us. Good night, Malia. We love you. Hi, Franna. If I didn't say hi to you guys, Lynn's off talking. Lynn's saying if she went live, she'd fart or something. You guys are ridiculous. I can tell you guys the most ridiculous. If I've already told you this story, you can tell me, and then I won't tell you. But so my ex-husband, I told you he worked in the film business. Well, he was nominated for an Emmy once for something. He actually won a couple of them, but anyway, the first time he was nominated for an Emmy, I think I had my 20-year-old daughter. I just had her, so it's like almost 20 years ago. And I bought myself, it just reminds me of Lynn saying farting or something in public, right? Or whatever, farting on a live stream. I didn't fart, but it's worse than that, actually. It's worse than farting in public. Okay, so I told him I didn't want to go, and it's like a big deal. And when you're a production designer and stuff, they do your Emmy Awards different night than the regular mainstream Emmy Awards. But they do, like, I think these were televised on cable or something, but they also, like, do clips from it. And then they do highlights of it. Guys, this is so humiliating and embarrassing. So I just had a baby, and I was actually thin, but I thought I wasn't thin. You know, all of you have had a baby, you know what that's like, right? So you think you're thin, but you think you don't think you're thin, but you actually are. So I was wearing and this was like, they had a dinner. Like everybody sat down and had a dinner. it's like a dinner, and then they did the awards, and they're recording it. They have all these lights, and it's hot and what have you, you know. So, and it was formal, like he wore a tuxedo and all this, right? So I'm wearing a long skirt, and it was like sort of cream colored, and it was really long, and I was wearing a long jacket, like a feather duster jacket, all the way to the ground. So it was like a whole suit, and I had on like a really cool top. I mean, it was just like a very long skirt and this very long, and it was made out of very flowy fabric. It's a fabric that's called Georgette, which is like a really sort of I don't know. It's a beautiful fabric, but it's sort of thin, but it has a texture to it. So I needed to wear a slip, and I couldn't find one. I couldn't find a whole body slip that I liked. And also for other various sundry reasons we don't need to get into. But anyway, so I got myself a long, I had a long slip, okay? Like a, to the floor slip, right? And I bought myself, and this is pre-Spanx, you guys, okay? This is pre-Spanx. I bought myself a whole body girdle, like from the 1940s. A whole body girdle. And so the girdle thing came, so think about it, because I'm wearing you're wearing your undergarments, wearing your bra, and then this girdle goes over it, right? And then it goes all the way down to your knees, right? And then I had this slip on, and then I had this long Georgette skirt on, and then, my top, and then this long jacket. So they had this intermission, right? They had this intermission, and they tell everybody, okay, we're taking a break or whatever, and then go back, and we'll come back, and we'll be televised or whatever. So like they're taking their break, like a couple of minutes, I don't know, whatever. So I get up to slide out the back, and he's sitting at this front table, like he worked on a soap opera back then. So we're sitting at this front table, and this is in New York City, by the way. So you're sitting at this front table with all these like famous actresses and producers and what have you. And I didn't want to go, and I had to tell my girlfriend. She was like, "You have to go, you have to go, you have to go." So I really had to go to the bathroom. And you have to realize I just had a baby too, so I was also breastfeeding. So like I was gonna go pump and go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, do my pumping, do my thing, put it in this bag, right, and go to the bathroom. And I come out, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I look good. But you have to realize, think about this. Pumping, I had to basically take all my clothes off, my girdle off thing, to just be able to pump, right? And then put the girdle back on. It's all in the bathroom. So ridiculous. So I get myself all ready and what have you, and I walk in right when they're like doing, and there was some famous actress in front of me, which I don't remember who she is. And they always want to film them, right? And I'm behind her. Of course, I don't know this. I'm like not thinking that. I'm just trying to get back to the table and thinking to myself, I have to, you guys, I walk through the door, and my slip, they're filming, my slip completely falls down. My slip. Because the girdle, the fabric, the Georgette fabric, and the girdle, and then the slip's on top in between. The slip is so slippery between that girdle and the Georgette fabric, it falls to my knees. You got to my feet, and my dress is like almost all the way down. You could see like maybe 2 inches, and you see my slip just like it's down by my ankles, you guys. And all I did was I just stepped right out of it and kept on walking. You guys, I can't go anywhere. I cannot go anywhere. I cannot go anywhere. I'm not. Hi, Barb. That's why it's called a slip. Tracy, I was mortified. I was so mortified. I was like, and you know what? Of course they filmed it. My friends saw it. It was whatever. Everyone had a good laugh. Yes. Okay. I walked right through it, and I bit down and picked it up as if it was meant to be and kept on going. See, but that's what I get. That's totally what I get. I can't go anywhere, guys. It's like, it's so classic me. You guys, all I could do was laugh. I was mortified. Okay? Mortified. I just kept walking. You guys, I just kept on. I just sort of walked right out of it, just bent down, picked it up, just like, kept on walking. I was like, oh my gosh. And I went home. I remember just going home and just like laughing hysterically and just saying, you can't take me anywhere. I can't go anywhere. It's like not even, can't be going. I can't go anywhere. So I'm liking this. You guys make yourself a candy box junk journal. It's actually fun. Now I can hear somebody's thoughts. What are you going to do with it? Anything you want. You could journal in it. You could collage in it. You could watch one of Carla's live streams and start collaging and laying your images down. There's enough little tuck spot things that I could make tuck spots in it. Look, I have a picture of Mick Fleetwood in my journal. Who has a tiny picture of Mick Fleetwood? Me. So who was the person today in Carla's? It was a scene in the movie. I feel like it was embarrassing. It was like, you guys, I did laugh, Trace. Of course I laughed. I was just like, what in the world? I was like, seriously? I was like, only me. Like, only me. Okay? You guys, and I wasn't even fat then, but of course I thought I was. You know how you always do. And you guys know those, and this is a real girdle. Those are like serious, they're like armor. They're like serious armor. Serious armor. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Are you packed? Bart says, one of her sisters had a toddler and was shopping, and she was mortified that someone just left a dirty diaper lying on an aisle. She was being loud and obnoxious about it. It was her kid. Yes, Lynn, absolutely. Miss Moose said, I'm not the only one that happened to. She was walking to work years ago, and it happens on the street in public, was wearing a super see-through dress too. I know, right? Mine was so see-through, it was ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Barb, that would have been me, okay? That would have totally been me. I'll tell you guys another ridiculous one. So I have friends, lots of friends that have children that are much older than I would say my closest friends are much older than I am. And always have been. So I have this friend, and she's a little bit like prim and proper. You know, she likes everything to go the way she likes it to go, and she doesn't like and everything in our house is immaculate. Like when I used to take my kids to her house, I would be like mortified that they were going to like break something or, you know. So I was living in New York City, and I drove a really old Toyota Camry. I used to park it on the street, you know, in New York City. Now, my friend drove a fancy Lexus, and she parked hers in the garage. Anyway, so one day, we don't know where we were going, and usually, you know, she would say, I'll take a cab and meet you there, but this day she said, oh, no, I'll ride with you, and I was like, are you sure? You guys realize at the time I have like this little... I have my youngest daughter at the time. My 20-year-old was my youngest daughter at the time, and she was like 2, I think, maybe under 2. And I said to her, I said, you know, you need to put a towel in the seat. I said, I don't know what she has, because she wanted to sit in the back. She thought she wanted to sit in the back with my little one. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, no problem. I'll sit in the back. I was like, okay. So she sits in the back, and I had been telling her, please put a towel down. She was like, oh, no, I'm not that obnoxious. But she was really obnoxious, and we were going to some, like, fundraiser thing. She was, like, on all these charity boards and things in New York City. And, you know, I would go with her and do stuff with her. Anyway, so I go with her, and she was just, like, you know, really prim and proper. And I kept saying, you know, please make sure you put a towel down. Oh, no worries, no problem. Because she got out of my car, and she had Cheerios plastered to her butt. Okay, Cheerios. Oh no, Amberly, that would have been crazy. Oh no. Oh. You're making card kits? Oh my gosh, Cheerios plastered her butt. And then I had another aunt, similar story. So I had this aunt that was like she was always correcting my children. She's still alive. She doesn't correct my children, but she was always correcting them. They were real little. And she was like telling my daughter, one of my daughters was little, and she was like saying, I don't know, whatever to her. And I kept telling her, I said, please, wipe off those chairs before you sit. She was going to sit at my dining table. But, you know, when you have a high chair, you know how the kids will eat and throw stuff or whatever? I said, please wipe those chairs. Wipe the chair before you sit. My aunt's like, no, no, no. I'm sure it's fine. I said, please wipe the chair before you sit down. No, no, no. She's like arguing. I'm like, fine. So she sits down and we're having this meal. And because she gets up, and when she gets up to walk away, she's wearing a black pantsuit or black pants and a jacket. She has oatmeal, baby oatmeal. The baby had flung it, you know, over a couple of chairs away. She had baby oatmeal crusted on the back of her black jacket. I was like, okay, gotta go with that. You like the page that says print? Do I have one that says print? Oh, that's so sweet, Lynn. So how many of you guys have made one of these little junk journals? They're so fun. This one is like some furniture design store. Furniture design and functional art. And then there we have our Mick Fleetwood from his restaurant. And this is the show. This is the book, and I didn't read the page of this. It's from The Matchmaker, whatever book that was. And then, did you guys see somebody in one of the groups? It was so brilliant, and I think it was in the Trashy Junk Journal, where the lady got a pad of these to-go messages, and it said, it was from like a massage parlor, and it said something like extra oil, something, and it said the octopus, and I was like, I wonder what the octopus, and it said extras. Did anybody see that? I laughed so hard, I was like, I wonder what the octopus is. Lala says, the worst time she came out of a restroom in a mall with her long skirt tucked up in her hose in the back. Oh, Lala, we've all had that happen. We have all had that happen. Good night, Sandy. Oh, I hope you sleep well. You made a few of these small ones. These are fun. You guys, oh, the Maui print. That's the one you like. This was, so I'm telling you guys, when you go to yard sales, so I bought a whole bag. I don't know how, I probably gave most of them away. But I got a whole bag of these at, I think it was at a church yard sale. And there was 20 different ones. They all didn't say Maui print, but there were 20 different ones, and they were for like $1. So you can find them. You can find the oddest things. Oh no! Yes, Pocket Man, definitely. Sherry says there was a time she was grocery shopping and a couple were speaking to each other, and the next thing we know, they walked away and left their baby in their stroller there and continued shopping without. Oh my gosh! Yes, dragging a long strip of toilet paper. So my sister, they left the baby. Oh no, that's horrible. I've had that happen to me. Walked out with toilet paper stuck to my shoe. I have had that happen. I went to the Metropolitan Opera once with my sister. She and I went, and it was wonderful. And we went, it was shortly after our mom passed away, so we went sort of in honor of our mom. And so we were both a little bit sad and, you know, a little melancholy and just really, you know, kind of thinking about our mother and that have you. So we go to the Met, and we were sitting, I don't even, this woman in front of us. I guess at one point my sister and I got tickled about something, and we were giggling, but not loud. We were giggling. And so I keep turning and going, shh, shh, you know, shushing us. And she was like adamant about shushing us. So I was like, all right, whatever. You know, I've got to let people be whatever they are. So she was shushing us. So I'm like, all right, shush us. So then she goes we have an intermission, and she goes to the bathroom. And she comes back, you guys, and she had her skirt tucked up inside of her pantyhose with a train of toilet paper. No, not toilet paper, the train of the toilet seat cover. And I tried to tell her and she shushed me, so I thought, okay, whatever. You know, it's like, all right, shush me. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is great. She's got some toilet paper covers on her butt, and she's like shushing me. It's like, whatever. I was going to try to find a dark one, and I'll stamp these things, because some of these are really cool. Like, whatever. See? So you go, no good deed, right? So you just got to let it go. Oh, Susan, hi. You went to go get them. Sherry said she went to go get the people who left their baby, but their English wasn't good. Oh my God, I don't know why we were laughing so hard. I think we were probably laughing because something silly happened. I don't remember if we were at the opera or if we were at the ballet, but we were at something. We went to something that our mom would have loved to go to, so we went, and we were just trying to, it was like, I think it was the anniversary of her passing, and we were just doing something to celebrate her, and it was hilarious, and the lady shushing me, and I was trying to be all nice with her. I was trying to be like, well, your underwear is tucked up under there. Oh, this is a good ink. You can see all of them with this ink. These are super cool. Honestly, somebody sent them to me in a Christmas present a couple of years ago. They're recollections. I imagine you can find them, and I can't imagine. They say $12 on the jar, on the tag, but I have a feeling that, like all of us, if she bought them at Michael's, she had a coupon. I don't have a Michael's here, but at the time, you guys, I was into making inchies. How many of you are into making inchies? I was into making inchies, and I have a feeling that she watched me make inchies. I'll hold it up so you can see them on just a second. Wait, I'm missing it. There you go. I know, I laugh. I get the giggles I do. So she went to a motivational speaker for creativity, and a friend and you sat across from each other, and you couldn't stop laughing. It was awful. You had to leave. You were crying because your laugh was hard. That happens to me and my sister. We get the giggles. It happens all the time. Oh, no. Biggie's saying she and her hubby were going somewhere, and they were new parents, and they got in the car with all their baby stuff and settled in. She turned around, and you left the baby inside in the crib. You know what? I understand that. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I have a friend who grew up in a huge family. And he told me the story of being left at an amusement park. Like, they lived in New York, and they drove upstate. This is a long time ago, you guys. And he has, like, I don't know, 12 or 13 siblings. They were a huge family. And they got home, and they had left him. And they didn't even notice it. I was like, oh my gosh, that would have been horrible. But these are really cute stamps, so I don't know if you can get them again. I'm sure you can. I'll look and see if I can find the name for anybody that wants to know. It was a sweet gift from a very wonderful friend. So I think I was making inchies, and I had told her I was making inchies, and so she found these. And these are inch circles. But they're really sweet. These would definitely, if I found them again, I'd get some for Carla Cage Fish, because these are right up her alley. These are all, and because I don't have any crafting, you guys, we have like one little measly Ben Franklin here, and it doesn't really serve as a major craft. Their major craft things are making Hawaiian lace. There's lots of floral stuff. We do have a nominal scrapbooking section, but you couldn't find anything like this there. And if you did, it would be like really, the problem about being on an island is it's expensive for what it is. You left your son at dinner? Oh my gosh. So wait, let me read it. Apparently your parents got you ready before themselves for a party, and they walked out the door without you, and my poor dad still feels bad about it. Oh no! You've never left your kid, but you've left your purse. You left your son at a diner. Stuff happens, you guys. I mean, it's like, especially if you have kids that are like super fussy or whatever, you're like, you left your niece at school for 2 hours, you didn't know self. You guys, I've done that, okay? So what they do where we are is school ends. Okay, so here they all are. Aren't they cute, though? I'll find the tag if anybody wants to look them up and see if you can get them. I'm no affiliate, so don't think anything like that. But they're kind of sweet. Good night, Linda. We love you. I'm so happy you're here. So how many of you guys want to stay for the woo-woo? We'll do a guided meditation, and we'll include all those in 9/11, those from the LA riots, anything you want to include like that, we'll definitely work on. Let's do that. That would be a really good thing. And anyone that you feel needs an extra prayer or whatever. Anyone that you feel that needs an extra prayer or anything, we can definitely work on that. I want to tell you guys, I had a crazy spiritual experience around using the image of the sun. So it was really profound for me, and I don't know, maybe some of you have had this or whatever, have had these experiences before. You know, I'm not okay, Lynn, sounds great. Oh, good night, Lala. Hope you sleep well. Hey, Carla. Okay, so I had this very profound experience several weeks ago, and I'll share a little bit of it with you. And maybe it doesn't sound so profound to you, but if you try it, you may have the same experience that I did, or something similar. So, how many of you guys have lucid dreams? Do you know what lucid dreaming is? It's when you like you're aware in your dream, like you're awake and you're aware, and you can manipulate your dreams. Did any of you guys ever have that? I had one the other day where I dreamt I was with the Queen of England. It was so real, you guys. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I was with the Queen of England, or I was helping her and asked her, like, she asked me to, I was at some sort of thing, and she asked me to help her, and she said she wanted a cup of tea, and I said, how do you take your tea? And she said, on a silver tray with a flower. So in the dream, I went and I got, her a tea on a silver tray with a flower, but I was very lucid in the dream, and it felt very real. So, you know, there's a lot of, how many of you guys are interested in manifesting things for your life, like manifesting prosperity or good health or that sort of thing for yourself? This is a very cool, you beg for a dreamless sleep. You know, we all dream, just some of us don't remember our dreams. So in lucid dreaming, it's a close, very close connection to manifestation. It's a very close. So when you're in that dream state, you can manifest anything. You can manifest. It does it whatever your focus is. So when you are in that lucid dreaming state, so it's actually, I think, called an alpha state, or I don't know the technical names of it all. I don't know all that. You know, primarily because that stuff doesn't really interest me so much, but the practical of how you can use it always interests me, or how I can make it for myself or work on myself or that sort of thing. That always interests me. So in that state, that lucid dreaming state, or that awareness when you're in that in-between sleep and awake state, is when you can do a blue imprint on yourself what you really want. Okay? So, like, many of us want good health. You would see yourself healthy and happy and feeling vibrant. Some people want a new home. You would focus on that. Whatever it is you want to focus on, right? And those things will then you tend to manifest and go toward those in an easier way. Oh, Lizzie, message me later, and I'll work with you on your dreams things so you can let go of the energy that's not working for you. So the other night in my dream state, I don't know what I always meditate in the morning, and I meditate at night. I meditate twice a day, sometimes long periods of time, but sometimes just 10, 20 minutes. Whatever I have time to do is what I do for myself, because I find it centers me, it makes me feel better, it makes me have a better day. I find that I can just, like, let go of stress. It works for me. I'm not saying it, you know, do what works for you. And I'm not telling you to do what I do, but I'm just sharing with you my experience. So the other day, in this lucid dreaming state, in that between awake and asleep state, in that alpha state, some people call it, I think it's called, I don't know. One of you guys will write me and tell me what it's called. I started focusing on my heart. And in focusing on my heart, I started seeing like a sun, like the sun, like a bright light, like a golden sun in my heart. And the next thing you know, this golden sun in my heart just grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I felt, good night, Lala. I felt really warm. And I began to feel the sensation of this heat coming off my body, right? And warmth and heat and this light getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And as I focused more deeply on my heart, I saw it more and more and more vibrant, like a golden sun. And in this space of feeling and allowing myself to become the sun, or my thoughts were like, well, what is this? Or am I the sun? Am I part of the sun? You know, I became, or then I just decided to tell myself, yes, I am the sun. I'm a bright, vibrant, golden sun. And with that, all of the worries and all of the tensions in my body just left. And I suddenly found myself in this incredibly deep, peaceful state of bliss and love. Yes, Jane, bliss and love, just bliss and love. And I've been able to put myself back in that state every day, every night since. So I'm going to invite you today to try it. And while we're doing our meditation, while we're sitting here, open the window in your heart, right? While we're doing our little guided meditation, open the window in your heart and allow anything to leave that's not serving you, and you can just see it like smoke leaving, and ignite that small sun in your heart. Allow that vibrant sun to begin to grow and grow and grow. And as we go through this meditation, and as you inhale in and breathe in peace, love, bliss, joy, freedom, whatever it is that comes to you that you want to, allow that sun to grow with every inhale, every exhale. And I want you to tell me at the end what you experience. I want you to tell me what you experience. Jane's saying the silent mind bring to the heart. Yes, yes, definitely. So today let's bring to mind anybody that we want to include. And for those of us that want to send a special prayer to those that passed in 9/11 and to the families that lost their loved ones and to all of us, because a piece of humanity was lost at that time, please do. And for those of us that experienced, because we were discussing it, all those misfortunes during the time in 26 years ago, during the times in LA when all that unrest was going, bring that to mind. Anything and anywhere that we want to bring to mind, that we just want to bring a little extra peace, because we're all connected. All of us are connected, no matter what. Even if we don't want to believe it, we are all connected. That's why we're all here with each other, right here, right now. It's because we all have a connection. And we all have a connection. We all have a connection. So if you guys want to grab a glass of water or bring a bottle of water, you can. It's always fun because then the energy of the session and the energy and all of our energy, each and every one of you are contributing factors to this session. All of you are. It's only as powerful as we are together collectively. And I can tell you, we're all pretty powerful. So it's a really wonderful thing. So grab your glass of water. And for those that want to do it, hang out and stay. Those that don't, but you're mildly curious, just say, no, I don't want to receive the energy work, but I want to see what it's like, right? I want to hang out and see what it's like. And, you won't receive the energy work. You may feel a little bit better at the end, but you won't receive the energy that you don't want to. Everything works with conscious consent. Every possible thing works with conscious consent. So get your water for those of you that want to have some water, and we'll begin. All you need to do to participate is to inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. That is it. There is nothing more than that. I find it easier to do this with my eyes shut, but you can do it with your eyes open or eyes closed. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. So those that want to participate, inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. So give yourself permission to have a window right in the center of your chest and open this beautiful window and allow your body personality to release any energies that no longer serve you, and you don't even need to know what they are. Just allow them to go. I like to see them like smoke leaving a chimney. And inhale in and receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. And release anything else. Receive and release. Imagine yourself in a column of light. And when you look up, you can't see the end. And when you look down, you can't see the end. This is your column of light. It is unique to your being, soul, spirit. Allow your column of light to go deep, deep, deep into the earth below your feet. And allow it to go above your head, high, 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 into the heart of creator, creation energy, into the heart of this beautiful angelic realm, source, central sun, creator, creation energy. Let's give our body personality permission to follow our column of light deep into the heart of the earth. Give your column of light big roots, like big tree roots, and anchor deep into the heart of the earth. Allow your body personality to receive the earth's blessing. I see this like beautiful gold light, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful golden light energy rising up through your column of light, filling your feet and ankles, calves and knees, thighs and hips, filling the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart. Feel it pouring through your spine, up your back, your shoulder, down your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your neck, your face and head, and feel it fountaining out the top of your head as high as you can imagine. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to the earth. I'd like you to follow your column of light up above your head and give your body personality the suggestion, heart of the central sun, heart of creator, creation energy. And with that, your column of light is right there, right in the heart of the Creator creation energy right into the heart of the beautiful angelic realm of the central sun. Let's ask this beautiful realm to bless us with this energy. I see this beautiful angelic energy like silvery diamond light, that you can feel it, see it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful diamond light energy pouring in through your column of light, entering and mixing with your earth energy and your beautiful white light. Feel it filling your head and face completely, your neck and throat, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your chest and back, your waist, your lower abdomen, the base of your spine, and feel it pouring out through your hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles, and out your feet, expelling any and all excess. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to heaven and to earth. Now I'd like you to focus on your heart. Make sure your window is open and allow yourself to release anything that doesn't work for you. And see this beautiful golden sun energy starting right there in your heart. And on the inhale, breathe in and receive peace, love, and bliss. Ready? Receive in love. Release in love. Receive in love. Release in love. Receive in love. Release in love. One more time, focusing on your heart. See this beautiful golden sun. Receive in love. Let's add 2 more energy centers. Let's add our throat and our solar plexus at our waist. Ready? Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom, and feel your golden sun expand. Ready? Receive in love. Release in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Let's add 2 more energy centers. The one at your forehead. We're focusing on your forehead, your throat, your heart, your waist, and your lower abdomen. Ready? Receive the energies of peace, love, and bliss, and feel your sun, golden sun in your heart, growing bigger and brighter. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Let's add 2 more points of light in your body. The one at the top of your head. Let's focus on the top of your head, the center of your forehead, your throat, your heart, your waist, your lower abdomen, and the base of your spine. Feel your sun growing brighter. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Let's add 2 more points of light. Let's add the point of light 1 foot above your head, the top of your head, your forehead, your throat, your heart, your waist, your lower abdomen, the base of your spine, and 1 foot below your feet. Feel your golden sun of your heart growing deeper and deeper and wider and brighter and brighter. Receive peace, love, and bliss. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Let's focus 6 foot above your head, adding all the points of light 6 foot above your head, 1 foot above your head, center of your forehead, the top of your head, the center of your forehead, your throat, your heart, your waist, lower abdomen, base of your spine, 1 foot below your feet and 6 feet below that. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom, and allow your golden sun to grow even brighter. Receive in love. Let's add 2 more points of light. Let's add where the roots of your column are anchored into the heart of the heaven, creator creation energy. 6 feet above your head, 1 foot above your head, the top of your head, the center of your forehead, your throat, your heart, your waist, your lower abdomen, the base of your spine, 1 foot below your feet, 6 feet below your feet, in the point of light where you are anchored deep into the heart of the earth. Ready? Receive peace, love, bliss, and joy, and allow the golden heart, your golden sun in the center of your heart, to expand as far and as wide as you can imagine. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. I'd like you to put one hand on your heart, and if you have water, you can put one hand on your water. If you don't have any water, you can image a glass of water that you'll pour yourself. Ready? Breathe in and receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Okay, I want you to focus on your hands and tell me when you feel this energy. I'd like you to place your hands and send it to anyone. Always include your home, friends, family. You only have to think of them once. And to anyone that could use a boost of energy. Ready? Receive in love and give in love. I want you to imagine an infinity symbol like a figure eight. See it starting in the heart of creator creation energy where your roots are anchored. Feel it crossing through your heart, entering deep into the heart of the earth, crossing back through your heart and ending where it began. On the inhale, receive love from the divine source, from the central sun, and from the heart of the earth. And on the exhale, give love back to the earth, the source, and the central sun. Ready? Receive in love and give in love. Receive in love and give in love. Receive in love and give in love. One more time. Receive in love and give in love. I want you to put your hands back on your heart. On the inhale, I want you to give your body personality permission to receive all the pieces and parts of you that you've allowed to leave for whatever reason. On the inhale, receive them fully and completely. And on the exhale, I want you to send yourself love. Ready? Receive yourself fully and completely back into your body. And on the exhale, send yourself unconditional love. Ready? Receive in love and give in love. Call your pieces back in. Ready? Receive yourself fully and completely. And give yourself love. One more time. See yourself coming back to yourself fully and completely. And give yourself love. Now I want you to bring to mind anyone that you think could use extra energy and love. One more time. Bring them to mind. Anyone. All those remembering today, 9/11, all those that have suffered, All those that feel lonely, all those that just need to feel love. Ready? Receive and give. Receive the love and give the love. Receive and give. Receive and give. Receive and give. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and come back. And please feel free to share anything you want to share. No right or wrong. No right or wrong. Love you, Barb. Safe journey. When do you leave on your trip? You leave soon, yeah? Sending you love, Mama. Have a wonderful time. Oh, very nice, Lizzie. Yeah, you can get sensations like you're floating. You can. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. Oh, you're welcome. Love you, love you, love you. Chase said she did this one under the stars with her eyes open and shooting stars everywhere. Oh, you're surrounded by light orbs. Oh, beautiful, Trace. Yeah, you're calling in your peeps, Mama. Calling in. You feel so blissed out. Yeah, I've been feeling this way too. In the midst of all my shizzle, I've been feeling blissed out. So awesome, Trace. You're welcome, Mona. I love you guys. I'm happy you hang out with me. Okay, for somebody that's going to ask me, because I know somebody will send me some message on this video and say, what is the name of those stamps? Okay, it's called Boho Bohemian Vintage Wood Stamps by Recollections. It doesn't have any, let's see, that's what it's called. Okay, so if anybody wants to buy them, and they come in this little jar, and the jar had a lid, but of course, I took the lid off and don't know where it is. That is really beautiful, Trace. So beautiful. You want to do the next one outside? Awesome. Oh, love you, Liz. You're welcome. So I'll tell you guys, I don't usually share this experience, but I'll share this with you. And most people don't even last to the end of my videos because they're so long, so I don't have to worry about anybody else. Oh, Trace, I'm so happy. She says, in starting Woo Woo, she has started the most amazing journey. So about, I don't know exactly how long after 9/11 it was, I had this experience. So, you know, of course I prayed for all those people and prayed for New York and prayed for myself. And I was lived in the, like on 23rd Street, and, you know, Wall Street's much further down. Not that much further, but it's further down. So one night I had this big, somebody gave me this enormous mirror, one of those big round mirrors. It was like from the 20s. It was huge. And it hung on my wall in my living room in the apartment I lived in New York City. We lived on the 13th floor of this building. And one night I was sound asleep and I heard this crash in our living room. And it was like so loud, it woke my then husband up. I said, go see what it is. Now, nobody's going to be breaking into a 13th floor apartment. I mean, I lived in an enormous apartment building. And, oh, good idea, Liz. Good idea. So I open my eyes, you guys, and I see these doves. My eyes are wide open. My husband's talking to me in the other room, telling me whatever. He's trying to figure out what it was. It's crashed. These doves. Thousands of white doves. Now, I've never laid underneath a dove. I don't exactly know what they look like when they're flying, but I was underneath them, and I could feel the wind on my face, like the flapping of their wings. Thousands of white doves. Okay? And their feet were tucked up under them. I can still see it as vividly as possible. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of doves. And he's talking to me from the other room. He's like saying, it's not this, it's not that. I'm looking in this closet, it's looking in the apartment and all the closets or whatever. And I'm asking, like, what is this? I mean, because I see them, like, and you guys, I can feel it on my face. Like, it's, Mom could get a little freaked out sometimes, but, I was like, what is this? I'm going to cry when I tell you guys this. I heard really clearly, because of your prayers, they are set free. Keep praying. And I said, who? And then I saw the image of the Twin Towers. All those doves flying by me. And I'm calling to my husband to come in because you can feel it. You can see them, You can hear them too. And I'm calling him to come back in. And as soon as he walks through the door, they're gone. And that big, huge mirror in my living room had fallen down. And it was enormous, you guys. He goes, I found it. It's this mirror. This mirror was like a 1930s old mirror. And you guys, it fell straight to the floor and it didn't break, which was like amazing. Because it was just a mirror, a singular mirror, held with these like, brads or something like, I don't know. It was an old vintage mirror. And the room was filled with such light. And I just remember thinking to myself, because sometimes you wonder if your prayers are working. I'm not, sometimes you wonder, right? As a little tiny, like, how much did my little, so, I just tried to be with that experience, and it was very profound. And the next day, I woke up. So in the morning when I went back. He came into bed and went back to sleep. Of course, I didn't go back to sleep. I was like wide awake then. So the next morning, we get up to, do our day or whatever. And I'm sitting by the window, and we live on the 13th floor of this building, this high rise. And I have an air conditioner that sits outside my window. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're specially mounted, and they do this whole thing where they take a portion of your window out. It's like a whole ordeal for a window unit. And I lived in this old building, so that's what they had to do. And I said, if this was real, can you just let me know? Or was this just one of my crazy dreams, right? Because my eyes were wide open. I wasn't asleep. And with that, a white dove flew and laid on this air conditioner and then flew off. And you guys, where I live, doves, pigeons, yes. White doves, no. You know what I mean? And I took it as a sign. So when you think that your prayers are not working, they are. When you think your prayers are not working, they are. So I was able to begin to heal after the 9/11. And, I knew without a doubt that all those souls those doves were representative of all those souls that were free. Released from that burden. The signs of confirmation are amazing if you allow them to happen and listen. So for those of you that were talking about having bad dreams, I'll share this with you. Give yourself a bubble. Put yourself in a big blue bubble before you go to sleep. Imagine yourself in a big blue bubble, Lizzie, okay? And in your bubble, you say these words, only God, only God, only God. And in that, you mean you're saying to yourself, only the vibration of God can enter in. Only the vibration of God can enter in. And if you were a different religion and you call God Christ, say only Christ, only Christ, only Christ can enter into this blue bubble, and surround yourself in this blue bubble every night before you go to bed. Hi, Altadal, how are you? So I didn't realize when I was going to be streaming that it was going to be September 11th. It wasn't until I went on today and saw, this morning when I realized today was September 11th. But I guess obviously it was a full circle experience for me too. All of us are so powerful. And as women, we are so powerful together. We are so powerful and important together. The love and the kindness and the friendships that we share are so important. Being kind to each other, being loving to each other. Kindness goes such a long way. It's a gift. It's a gift. Tracy says she's been listening to love frequency music since to sleep too, and it's been life-changing. Awesome. Well, I'm happy you guys came and hung out with me and made this little silly junk journal. I hope you guys make a couple of candy box journals. I have 2 more to make. I've just got to go and raid my stash of papers so that I can have enough papers to put in them. This one I might just make as it is. It's a Trader Joe's, but it's like a nice box. Kind of liking it just as it is. So silly, yeah? Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being my peeps. Thanks for being my friends. Thank you for the love and kindness that you show each other. Thank you for being a role model to me and all the wonderful, kind things that you do for each other. It's always so touching for me to see things that you do with and for each other, and how you share your kindness and camaraderie, and even through something silly like our crafting forum, right? Guys, this ride is so short. Enjoy every moment. Don't waste one. Remember what my friend said? You can make a choice every single day to choose love or other. And I'm choosing love. Oh, sending you love, Amberly. I love you too, Trace. I've missed you guys. I realized for myself today when my girlfriend was like telling me, she goes, no wonder you're in a funk. You haven't been talking to your peeps. You haven't been hanging out with your peeps. And now I've been doing other. Hi, Dania. You were never too late, Dania. You're in the right time in the perfect place. Don't you even think about it. You're never too late. But don't spend any more time on anything other than love. And if it doesn't bring you love and joy, don't do it. Do not do it. Oh, Laura, big hugs to you, Mama. Big, big hugs. You guys, if somebody doesn't lift you up, let it go. Walk away. It is not worth it. Friends, family. I had a friend call me yesterday and she said that she wasn't invited to her aunt's, the high Jewish holiday, because her son last year, she's got a 7-year-old this year, so he was 6 last year, he acted out when they were leaving, and so she wasn't invited. And I said, I would look at that as a blessing. I would be like, oh, such a blessing. I didn't get invited because, he's a child. No, he wasn't perfect, but none of us are perfect. And I said, I would look at that as like, woohoo, a blessing. And she started laughing. She goes, I am. And I said, you know what? Good for you. You got saved from having to go and be in a place where people aren't going to honor you and not understand you and be compassionate. I'm glad that you didn't go. Be happy. She said, I've never been uninvited to a family function. She said, least of all over my son. I said, so what? All too soon we realized we should have spent more time loving. instead of striving for the expectations of somebody else, right? I've missed you. You know, Trace, it does feel great to not do anything that doesn't feel happy and joyful. I agree. I mean, sometimes I do it. Sometimes I have to, but I try to do it with love and joy if I can. Tania is saying, happy birthday, dear Care. We send you so much love, Care. We love you. You guys go over to her channel, Cares, and show her some love. And if those of you are thinking about putting together something to send to her, maybe ask who you can send it to her on her behalf, or whatever she may need for her Disabled Artists Foundation, Inc. And for those of you that donated cool things to her, I'm going to try to donate something for the next auction she has. I just didn't have a chance. I love you, girls. I've missed you, missed you, missed you, missed you. Go love and support each other. Show each other some love and support. Subscribe to each other's channels. I'm sending you guys love. Well, I will see you guys on Friday. I don't know if I'll do a long stream. I may come on a little earlier on Friday. Because that's when we have to go to my kids' potluck. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Be kind and gentle to yourselves. Make a conscious decision. Choose love or other. And I'm going to choose love all week, and I hope you do too. I love you, girls. I will see you on Friday. And until then, I think Wednesday, tomorrow night, is Stacy from Pink Poodle Crafters. She'll be doing mixed media mashup as a live stream. So that'll be fun for all of you that want to try mixed media out. If you haven't, go show her some love. And I'll see you guys again on Friday. All right, my lovelies. I love you, love you, love you. And as always, from my heart to your heart, and sending you so much aloha. Until Friday. Aloha.